A new report shows homelessness is getting worse in the province. An estimated 85,000 people were without a home last year. That's according to the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. More than half of those people are experiencing periods of homelessness of 6 months or longer. There were also nearly 2,000 encampments in 2025. Researchers say funding for housing and homelessness supports it has not increased at pace with the issue. They say billions in additional investment is needed for affordable housing, emergency shelters, and mental health care programs. Joining us with more on this is Lindsay Jonas, the Executive Director of the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. Thanks so much for being with us this afternoon.
Thanks so much for asking me.
So listen, these numbers are startling just to see them continuing to climb. I wonder what you're attributing this growth to.
Well, you mentioned that the numbers are climbing. This is really the second year that we've conducted this research. Last year, we found that homelessness across Ontario was 80,000 people, which is the same as a city the size of Peterborough. This year, it's grown by 7%, so 85,000 people. The challenge is really about long-term underinvestment in the social safety net and the need for all orders of government to come together and take action.
I wonder if you could break this down maybe to more kind of localized areas, maybe urban settings like Toronto. What's the issue you're seeing there?
Well, it's really a problem across the province. Homelessness has always been a challenge in large urban centers and continues to be. There's actually been significant progress made in areas like Toronto in addressing some of the really big encampments that were creating public safety and health issues. The really surprising numbers, though, are coming out of rural and northern Ontario. We saw homelessness increase 30% in rural communities across Ontario and 37% in just 1 year in the north.
I wonder what your concern is. I mean, it's incredible to see that these numbers, too, haven't improved since the pandemic. We just see this growth continuing here. I wonder what your expectations are going forward.
That's right. You know, homelessness has increased across Ontario 50% since 2021. We really haven't recovered since the pandemic. We've done some projections as well, and if we don't do something significant, we could see homelessness in Ontario double over the next 10 years to almost 300,000 people.
Who's most at risk here when it comes to people? Maybe they might be living on the edge right now, you know, living paycheck to paycheck. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to make rent.
It's really quite a diverse group. We were able to look into demographics, and in fact, 25% of Ontario's chronically homeless population are children and youth. A growing population are seniors who are very much experiencing increases in rent in a way that that can't keep up with their income. So it's a diverse group of people. We're seeing 50% of the homeless population in Ontario remaining homeless for 6 months or more, which is a really significant challenge when it comes to the services that are needed to be able to help dig out of this problem.
And, you know, we keep hearing from policymakers, we talk about it in the media all the time, how housing, how affordability, they're both crises that so many people are facing right now. Why aren't we seeing maybe the response that you're expecting to these issues?
Well, what we're calling for is investments in the upstream services and supports that are more cost effective and keep the challenges from getting worse. So investments in income security, building permanent, deeply affordable housing, investments in supportive housing. These are ways to address the problem before it gets downstream into systems like the healthcare system, emergency rooms, the justice system, which is extremely costly to administer. So we're looking for permanent investments in supportive housing to be able to curb the growth of homelessness.
I appreciate getting some of the background to these numbers from you today. Lindsay Jonas, Executive Director of the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, thanks so much for being with us.